Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm SocietySucks and today I'm checking out The Rwandan Genocide by Mitsi Studio. Before I even start watching, I do have to say that I know nothing about the Rwandan Genocide. Absolutely nothing. So if I get something wrong while watching this, take my lack of knowledge into consideration before blowing up at me in the comments, okay?
Have you ever heard of the Rwandan Civil War? If not,
no.
Maybe it's because it's more commonly known as the Rwandan Genocide, the
Oh,
1994
okay.
genocide, or the genocide against the Rwandan Genocide, the 1994 genocide, or the
94.
genocide against the Tutsi.
That's
Whatever you
only
choose
what?
to call it, this conflict involved one of the
31
worst
years ago?
genocides in modern history.
One of the worst.
And when we say worst genocides, we're not implying there are any great genocides. Just
Well,
that this
yeah,
one
exactly.
was truly horrendous and therefore deserves to be approached with the sensitivity it demands. So, without further ado, let's dive balls deep into this conflict and unpack what the hell happened over there.
I don't know exactly how many people were killed in this, but I mean, he showed Hitler and Auschwitz, so I'm guessing a lot. So yeah, not good. Well, no mass killings are good.
For starters, understanding the chain of events that led to the outbreak of this war requires us to go back in time to the European colonial occupation of the country. Oh yes, the good old days.
Oh, it's the ones with the
Before the
weird
end of
neck
World War
things, the
I,
neck rings.
Germany exercised indirect rule by chilling with a bunch of Tutsi kings. This chilling session laid the groundwork for ethnic stratification. After the Germans lost World War I, the Belgians said, "Nice African colony you got going on. We'll take over from here."
Yeah, let's take it.
The Belgians took existing class differences and gave them a racist upgrade, using physical features and even how many cows someone owned to determine who belonged to which group. Based on these distinctions, certain positions were favored to Tutsis in administration, education, and leadership, calling them racially superior. And who better to make a call on racial superiority than the colonial bastard who took over the whole damn country? So, during the 50s, most Hutus figured out the Belgians were a bunch of chocolate-eating cunts. And with the support of political activist groups, the political power began shifting toward the Hutu majority. However, by this time, the fundamental basis for ethnic conflict was well established, rooted in class differentials based on the dumbest classifications imaginable. For sure, we must thank Belgium for excelling yet again at something dumb, and additional props go to Germany for being the world's leading expert in starting genocides. Oh, well done. Oh, before I forget, the most logical thing is to join our Patreon or YouTube channel as a member. All our paid members get early access to new uncensored content for just a few bucks a month. This way you can also help our studio earn that extra buck, so we don't have to suffer from malnutrition. Besides our early access, we have different tiers. Every month we post new posters. Sounds logical. We post new 3D prints to print. Sounds even more logical. Our Golden Kings enjoy all our tiers and give our channel also massive support. You can check out all the different tiers on our Patreon. We also want to thank our longtime sponsors as well. Some of you guys are supporting our channel for more than a year now. You guys are epic. Unless you guys are using your dad's credit card, in which case, thank you, dads. Check the links in the video description to become a member today. Now, let's get back to the story, shall we? Anyway,
back to the genocide.
In 1962, Rwanda declared its independence, because that was a hot thing to do in Africa in the 60s. Gregoire Kayibanda became the first president, and immediately started to exclude Tutsis
try
from
and say
political
that
power
name.
and key government positions. Tutsi landowners faced ownership restrictions, and Tutsi children had limited access to education. Although Rwandan schools were pretty shit at the time, so that last one didn't matter that much. Kayibanda's propaganda outlets promoted the Hutu identity and portrayed the Tutsi minority as outsiders or oppressors. Government-supported Hutu militias and mobs were also fucking around, attributing to the...
It's kind of fucked up, because, like, the reason you wanted to gain independence is to no longer be oppressed, but you've just become oppressors yourself! Like...
rising tensions between the different groups. As a
The
result,
oppressed have
hundreds of
become the
thousands
oppressors.
of refugees fled across Rwandan
Story is all
borders
this time.
into neighboring countries. Eventually, these exiled Tutsis formed the RPF, short for Rwandan Patriotic Front, or really pissed off folks.
The RPF immediately made me think of the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces. I think that's what it was called. I think it's in Sudan. They had a conflict not long ago. I think it might still be going on. Hard to tell.
With the aim of returning to their country and overthrowing the Hutu leadership, on October the 1st, 1990, the RPF invaded Rwanda, triggering a 3-year-long civil war. After a bunch of fighting, a bunch of peace agreements were signed, designed to restore peace,
That never
and
works.
established a power-sharing government. However, just when these agreements were about to be implemented, and everybody could go home happy, a group of not-so-happy extremist militias shot down a plane, killing 2 presidents in the process.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, and one of those presidents was Habyarimana. Yeah, you probably know the guy. Apparently, he was the president of Rwanda. I don't think we need to explain how this assassination completely fucked up everything, including a stack of peace agreements. Immediately after the downing of the plane, Hutu militias occupied radio stations and started to spread hateful propaganda mixed with cheerful music. I guess a few fitting songs to play would be With or Without You from HU2, or how about Break Free from Rwanda Grande? We are so sorry about that. Listen to us talking about a horrible conflict, and here we are cracking jokes with songs.
Well, it's
Let's
meant
just
to
get
be
back to the story.
entertaining.
Chop chop Rwandam style. In the run-up to the conflict, Hutu militias prepared stockpiles of machetes, clubs, axes, spears, you name it. On nearly every street corner in Kigali, the roar of angry mobs grew louder by the hour. Whole communities were fully mobilized, hunting down anyone labeled as the enemy. Meanwhile, the local radio station kept stoking the flames relentlessly, urging listeners to the cleansing of so-called cockroaches and snakes. Cutting the tall trees symbolized the
And to think all of this could have been avoided.
posture of the Tutsis. And this phrase kept replaying on the radio to green light the attack. People were pulled out of cars and ID badges were checked to see if someone was a Hutu, a Tutsi, or a Tua. Whoever the fuck that is.
Like, who's the third one?
What used to be peaceful communities were now turned into battlegrounds in a beat. Sorry for the pun. So-called friends betrayed former friends, neighbors were killing neighbors, and the Tutsi minority was viciously hunted down like animals. The whole situation became even grimmer when mass killings occurred at universities and churches, often with the help of local priests. Which is surprising because priests are never associated with terrible acts. Anyway, the killings systematically intensified over the course of 100 days, despite the presence of UN troops in the region.
Those never work.
Almost as catastrophic as the genocide itself was the UN's staggering ability to suck at doing a proper job. If
the UN never
works.
works.
Bureaucratic uselessness, they'd have taken a gold, silver, and bronze medal, each one stained in blood. Whether it was German or Belgian colonizers in 1918, or a bunch of incompetent UN peace streakers decades later, history shows that European involvement in Africa surely fucks up anybody's day. And with anybody, we mean black people. Oh, and it gets even better. Under the Geneva Convention, the UN would have been obligated to intervene if they acknowledged a genocide. So, what did they do?
Didn't?
Well, for starters, they did not call it a genocide. And, that was basically it. No genocide, no intervention.
That's fucked up.
When the war ended on July the 18th, 1994, 800,000 to 1 million people died. Mostly Tutsi, and more than 2 million Hutus fled the country. Obviously, many of them as perpetrators. Subsequently, an international criminal tribunal was set up by the UN to prosecute high-level planners. You see, that is a job well done, UN. Was that so hard? In addition to the International Tribunal, smaller courts called Gakaka courts were established to handle overwhelming numbers of genocide suspects. Besides these prosecutions, the Rwandan people were mostly occupied rebuilding a shattered country and society. I'm sure that's what most countries do after a war.
Yeah.
It sure beats, well, everything we just talked about, I guess.
Beats
Oh,
dying.
before I forget,
Yeah, this video was interesting, to say the least. A very dark topic. But yeah, this is how Mitsi does it. They take dark topics and they make funny videos out of it. I'm not even gonna check out the comments because I already know that's gonna be a shit show. So I'm just gonna ignore that. Yeah, I mean, what's there really to say? A lot of people died. There was barely any action to try and stop it. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you want to see more reactions, check out this video right here. And with that, I hope I'll see you in the next video.